Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kentucky's very first high school for adults. This is an incredible turnout for an incredible venture of ours here at Goodwill Industries of Kentucky. My name is Devon Holden. I'm the Chief External Affairs Officer at Goodwill Industries of Kentucky, and I have worked on so many incredible projects in my lifetime, but none more meaningful and more substantive as the one that we're here to talk about today. Today we're here to celebrate the opening of what I recognize as a new era in education and workforce in the state of Kentucky. We are working to solve a problem that has confronted us here in our state for quite some time, and that's the problem of ensuring that all of our citizens here in Kentucky find pathways to productivity and pathways out of poverty for those who struggle with that. And this today is a solution, or one of the solutions to that problem that we at Goodwill have invested in. Many of you have heard me tell this story that I started at Goodwill on May 13th, 2019. And on May 14th of 2019, our CEO, Amy Luttrell, came into my office, and she said it a lot more politely than I'm about to say it now. But she said, "I need you to make this happen." And 3 years later, there are a team of us who are standing here beaming with pride because we were able to do something that this state has never seen before. And so I hope you'll appreciate and understand why so many of us are standing here with incredible smiles and an incredible sense of pride in what we are able to offer back to the community today. What we're offering back to the community today is opportunity. It's opportunity. And so much of what we talk about at Goodwill and our mission to serve the community is about providing second chances for people to improve their lives. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is an incredible second chance that will open later this fall to provide opportunities for men and women to put themselves on pathways to productivity. And so we've got a great list of speakers and guests who've joined us. Many of you here today have witnessed this journey over the years, and we are thankful that you are here with us today. But there's no one who's witnessed this journey from beginning to end like our CEO, Amy Luttrell. She's had the vision for this school, and she put us on a pathway to making this happen. And without her vision, without her commitment as a leader, we wouldn't be here today. And so I want to invite Amy Luttrell to come and share how we got to this point today and what this means for us at Goodwill. Amy?
Okay, that wind is taking my hair everywhere. I'm just glad I have on pants. Thank you all for being here with us today to help celebrate. We've got all kinds of things going on at this campus. This is a Goodwill, it's not a shopping center anymore, but I don't know, this is a Goodwill campus that used to be a shopping center. We've got expungements going on back here where people can get their records cleaned up. We've got our 1-year anniversary of our outlet store that helps us keep donations, things that people don't want anymore, out of the landfill. And here in this building, we have Kentucky's first high school for adults. So this is a great day for us. Devon talked about our journey. And I think he used the words beginning to end, but we are not at the end. This is a continuous journey for us that will go on as long as we have a Kentuckian who is poor and feels they don't have the opportunity to change that. That's the journey that we're on. We've been getting a lot of publicity lately for the intended West End Opportunity Campus and for this Excel Center. And I always like to talk about the why. because these are not one-offs. We're not grabbing at shiny objects. There's a strategy to it all. And I like for you to see that context as you think about this Excel Center, the high school for adults, as you see the West End Opportunity Campus, and as you see other things that Goodwill does and makes available to Kentuckians. Before I do that, I just want to take a minute and recognize all of our Goodwill teammates and our board members who are here. I know a lot of you came from all over the state to help us celebrate today. These are the people, our staff and board, who are making this journey meaningful and effective for the people who need Goodwill's hand up. Please help me thank them. Give them a hand, please. We have a lot of partners. I'm going to say that probably most of them are back there in that building today because they're helping to make some services available to people who've come for our expungement clinic. Back to the why of why we're doing this center and why Goodwill is doing the other things that we've been doing the last several years. Our board and our staff came together probably about 6 years ago around a vision and a strategic plan to make that vision a reality of helping people get out of poverty. Our current strategic plan has a title to it. Not all strategic plans have that. They may seem kind of boring, but our title of our strategic plan is Pathways Out of Poverty. It's not the same road for everybody, but we want to offer Kentuckians pathways out of opportunity, or pathways out of poverty, and the opportunity to go down those pathways and achieve the kind of life that they want to have. At Goodwill, we're not just about helping people get jobs. We see a lot of people, we see a lot of Kentuckians who would love to have a job. If anybody says to you, everybody who wants a job is working, do not believe that. Maybe everybody who wants a job and has all the right supports in their life is working, but we see a lot of people who would love to be working, who would love to fill those positions that employers are unable to fill, who would love to live a different kind of life, to take care of their children, give them a good life, buy a house in our neighborhoods that's not subsidized. They get to live where they want to live, go on vacation, and so forth, and contribute to their community in many different ways. We meet thousands of people across Kentucky who want to do that, but the barriers that stand in their way are real. They're barriers of transportation, mental health, physical, dental health, child care, legal issues, not knowing how to use a computer, not having the money to get started, having things on their record that could come off, but they don't have ability on their own. It's complicated, it costs money. There are real barriers that stand in people's way of having the kind of life that we need them to have in Kentucky. We need people to do those things. We need people filling those jobs. We were just talking about the new Ford plant that's coming. Who's going to fill those jobs? We see a lot of the people who could successfully fill those jobs if only they have the right supports. We don't do it for anybody. We don't fix people. We offer them conditions that are right for success, and we see many people just grab that and they will run through a brick wall to use that opportunity to the utmost. We try with our partners to identify all the gaps that people face and assemble services, whether they're our services or the services of one of our partners. If we don't have a partner who has it, we look for one, because we want to offer the whole package to people so that there's not, I got everything fixed, but this one thing is holding me back. We want to address everything and make it really, really possible for them to move ahead in their lives. this Excel Center meets one of those needs. There has not been anything in Kentucky up till now that would allow somebody to get a high school education who didn't get that within the age range that Kentucky makes it available to them. Once you age out of that, you can't go back and get a high school diploma. You can get a GED, but a lot of people don't do that for various reasons that are good reasons. We saw that over 300,000 Kentuckians, not all Kentuckians, but Kentuckians of working age, over 300,000 lack a high school diploma or a GED. And so for those citizens, there are so many things that they can't do because they don't have that and they have not had any way to get it. So this is our answer to that. We didn't come up with it by ourselves. Our friends from Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana, who are here with us today, they developed this model. They've made it successful, and now part of what they do is to help their sister Goodwills who are interested all across the country to bring the model to their state. So we saw it, we recognized how good it could be for Kentucky, and with help from a lot of people have been able to bring it to the state. We have the Lieutenant Governor here today. We have our mayor. We have, I'm sure I'm overlooking some people. We have some dignitaries here. And I am, Lieutenant Governor, I am saying to you that our goal is to make this school so successful and produce such good outcomes that Governor Beshear's administration and the Kentucky legislature will be coming to us and begging us to open more schools in other Kentucky communities. That's our goal, and we're gonna accomplish that, and we have the right people in place to make that happen. The other thing that you need to understand about Excel that makes it such a powerful model is that everybody who comes through these doors has access to all the other Goodwill services that we have and those of our partners. That's why we have childcare. We have a lot of people who haven't been able to go back to school, even if it was available, because they need somebody to take care of their children. We will make all of our services available to our Excel students so that conditions are right for their success. And when they graduate, they will not only have a high school diploma, but they'll be ready to succeed in college, another form of training, or on a career track with a Kentucky employer. That's what we're going to do, and we know this is a great model. We've got the right team in place to make it happen, and we look forward to producing those results so that we can build on this and open Excel centers in other Kentucky communities. Thank you very much.
Great job. Great job. Amy is right. We do have the right team in place to help make this happen. And it is important to have the right team because these are big, audacious goals that we've set for ourselves at Goodwill to make an impact on this community. And so as you would imagine with big, audacious goals, you have to have big leaders. And we have a big leader, not big in stature. She's actually pretty small in stature. But she is big in vision. She's big in effort. And she is a woman of integrity who serves as an incredible leader for us and overseeing this Excel Center. She came on initially as our interim director, and I'm happy to say we have removed the interim title and now have Dr. Marsha Berry serving as our director of our Excel Center.
So I want to tell you, the first time I saw this building, 20,000 square feet, it was a shell. It's really hard to sometimes have that vision, but you could see it very quickly. And we want to be able to show you our Excel Center. We love it. You know, a good leader knows when to get out of the way, and I just got out of the way. This team brought this concept They love it. They're so passionate and committed about the Excel Center and educating Louisvillians and Kentuckians and bringing it forward, so they brought it into reality. And we'll open next Tuesday for our first class. We're excited about that. So you probably know what we're going to do. We're going to have math classes. We're going to have English classes, social studies. Are you like having a flashback right now? Back to your high school days. We'll have science and electives, and I probably missed one or two. We'll have college and career readiness. And that's because we want our graduates to not just work toward a diploma. We want you to have a certificate, a credential, dual college credits, because as Betsy says, get a job, get a better job. I probably just took some of her speech away from her. Get a better job and be on a career pathway. This is life-changing, and it's also changing for generations to come. We want to not just make those improvements today and reduce the barriers of education, but also to help generations to come. And we know our life coaches, who are also some of the ones that held up their hands, they will be helping individuals reduce their barriers, connecting them with employers. We'll have our Opportunity Center when it's finished. When we move, we're over there temporarily, so we got to get out of their way, to renovate and have partners over there to work with the Goodwill team and our partners right across the parking lot. So we're going to be getting our steps in, I think, going over there and having them with us. So, as of yesterday, we have 81 students that will be showing up on Tuesday. But we have orientation tomorrow, and there's a few more in that number will grow. And those individuals, we want to be life-changing for all of those individuals. The staff is committed to that and will make that happen. So the important dates, October 4th, first day of class. But guess what? If you didn't make it, telling the people that you know that need a high school diploma, our next term is December 5th. So we will have 4 8-week terms this year. And then next summer, we'll have graduation. That's going to be cool. You're all going to get invitations. And because the team has committed to recruiting all the time, you're our new recruiters. Every single person here is a recruiter. So please send people that you know, neighbors, family, strangers on the street. Just approach them. Do you have your high school diploma? No. Well, I can tell you where to go. If you get charged with stalking, we have a police officer here. I'm just kidding about that. Please send them to goodwillkyxlcenter.org. It's very simple to enroll. A life coach will call you in a day or two, and we'll get you in to be ready for the next term that's up. It's a life changer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. As Amy said, this is not a model that was conceived here in Kentucky. Our friends in Indiana gave birth to this vision years ago and have spread this Excel Center model around the nation. What we have done, and I'm proud of our approach in doing it, is we've taken that model, we've brought it to Kentucky, and we've dipped it in bourbon. We've made it our own. We've Kentuckianized this. Is that a word, Dr. Berry? Can I say that? And but we did get the vision for our friends in Indiana, and I want to invite Betsy Delgado here to share some insight because she oversees this movement of Excel Centers around the country from her office and with her team in Indiana, who have been tremendous supports for us in helping to get this project off the ground. You know, the reality is we've worked really hard here in Kentucky to build this center that you will get to see here. But without our friends in Indiana, who provided a tremendous amount of insight and expertise and knowledge about the best ways to open a school, to work with legislators, to envision a curriculum, we'd still be working to make that happen. So, Betsy, thank you for being here, and please share some insights with our friends about the work that got us here.
Thank you, Devon. The word that came to mind for me was it's Kentuckified.
I like that. I like that.
Walking through the space, it is an Excel Center, but it is a Goodwill, Kentucky, Goodwill Industries Kentucky Excel Center. And that's what we love to see, because it shouldn't be one size fits all. Just like the curriculum shouldn't be that. We are working with folks who have had, really different, varied experiences when it comes to education. And so this education has to be really, really specific to them. So a couple points that I was hoping to make today is that I'm really wanting to congratulate Amy, Devon, Dr. Barry, and this incredible team that you guys have put together, as well as the Goodwill support. I got to meet marketing folks today. I got to meet facility folks today. And I know that look of like, it is birthing something, right? It really is. Like, there was still dust on the windows yesterday, right? And so really congratulations to all of you. What an amazing thing, and what a beautiful space to welcome students and families into and honor them, right? Today, you guys join a network of 10 Goodwills in 8 states and the District of Columbia operating or approved to operate Excel Centers across the country. You all join a network that has produced over 10,000 graduates in 12 years. But I'm here today to talk to you as a community. What can you expect from this Excel Center and the graduates that they're going to be producing? One thing that you want to make sure to know is that these graduates will realize the power of achieving a high school diploma. They will access post-secondary education, and they will occupy careers in growing, sustainable industries. How do I know this? Good question, right? Like, I could say that all day long. How do I know that? I know that because we have consistently over the last 12 to 13 years researched this model to make it the best it can possibly be. You guys might know, you might not, what it is to be someone who doesn't have a high school diploma. I have a really good colleague, a CEO in Georgia. His name is Michael Winkler, and he describes it as educational purgatory on behalf of you and your family. Can't go forward, don't want to go backwards, but if you don't have your high school diploma, what skills, what do you have to be able to move forward? So the evidence is this, and what Leo, we do a lot of our research through the Laboratory for Economic Opportunity up at Notre Dame. And this is what they tell us, third-party validated. Your graduates from this Kentucky Goodwill Excel Center will experience earnings 39% higher than their peers. Your graduates from the Kentucky Goodwill Excel Center will be more likely to have college credits and to be working than their peers. And all of these outcomes, these results are not dependent. They will happen regardless of your graduates' race, gender, or other demographics. My favorite piece of evidence is that the children of Kentucky Goodwill Excel Center graduates will be more engaged in school and more likely to graduate. And I think that deserves some applause because that reflects that generational change. And then finally, I want to boldly say the Excel Center is an evidence-based, proven solution that disrupts generational poverty through education and work. And I'm so excited to welcome you all to this family and to come back to graduation. So congratulations, Goodwill Industries of Kentucky.
Thank you, Betsy. So many of us are here to talk about what the expectations are, what we've seen in other places, but we can't get more real than having someone who's experienced this and is continuing to walk that path. And so we've invited a student to be with us today, Miss Katrina Thomas, who's experienced the Excel Center model and is going to share with you a little bit about what that experience has been like and what her expectations are for utilizing this resource in her life. Ms. Katrina?
Hello, I'm Katrina Thomas. I am a graduate from the Excel Center Clarksville in 2019. When I first heard about the Excel Center, I was nervous. I didn't really see an opportunity for me to get a high school diploma, being that I was already an adult. But when I went in there, every excuse and every barrier that I had of not wanting to get my high school diploma, they depleted. Child care, transportation, anything excuse that I had, they took it away, and they allowed me to come to this school. Going to the Excel Center was a great experience for me. I found hope from the Excel Center. I found hope from the coaches, from at the time she was the secretary, Miss Gloria. I found hope from the director, Lakia Osborne, who is still my friend and my mentor today. I found hope from the Excel Center. And when I did graduate from the Excel Center, I did graduate at top of my class. I graduated summa cum laude, and I did give the speech.
Oh, I see why.
Since then, at the end of the at the end of the Excel Center, and the graduation, they did expect us to do something else. At the end, I had 6 college credits at Ivy Tech Community College, and today I'm in my last semester of Ivy Tech Community College, and I will be graduating soon. I've also started my career at the New Albany Housing Authority, where I believe I will be there for a long time. Just from the experience with the Excel Center, they gave me hope. They gave me a future. They let me know that I'm worth it. And even though I didn't complete my high school diploma as a child, we can do it. It is here for anyone that's willing to put up to do it. These people are here for you. These people will love you back to life. I appreciate them. My favorite scripture is the race is not given to the swift, but to the one that endures. I thank God for endurance. I thank God that I endured the process. My life has extremely changed, and I'm just grateful for the Excel Center Clarksville, now the Excel Center Louisville. And your dreams and your future can be bright, so trust in the process.
You know, some ideas are what we call pie in the sky, and some ideas are sound on the ground. That's sound on the ground, reality in effect, and you have made great utilization of this resource. Thank you for being a great example for this project. Absolutely incredible. Well, so we recognize that this Excel Center is designed to not only produce graduates, but those graduates we expect are men and women who will go on to contribute in bigger, better ways in this community than they had before. And there's no one who would appreciate that more than the person who's responsible for providing leadership for this community, and that is our mayor, Greg Fisher. Greg Fisher?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I stand here full of gratitude for Goodwill. In my office, and when I move around the city, I run into a lot of people that talk about things. But I don't run into many people that follow up the talk with world-class performance. And Goodwill does it time and time again. Whether it's expungement services, whether it's healthcare assistance, whether it's schooling. If there's a problem, they're going to be right in the middle of it. And they're going to be helping solve the problem. Quietly with word, but loudly with action. So I just want to say, you guys are the real deal. And your momentum is like this with the scope and challenges of the problems and opportunities that you take on. And I hope the community understands that. For a while, Goodwill had a kind of a low profile, Amy. And when I first met Amy, I said, this woman's got a low profile too. But man, you are like a ferocious tiger. She's tough. You know, and the team that you built around you is extraordinary as well. Because you guys are singularly focused on one thing, helping people. Bringing our city value of compassion alive. And it's just awesome to see. It's awesome to see. And you just heard a testimony from our valedictorian up here. Because oftentimes in life, the problems are pretty big, and when you look at them, you'd say, how are we going to solve hunger? How are we going to solve poverty? How are we going to solve this and that? You do it one person at a time. And that person needs a village behind them to support them, but we need champions to step up and say, I'm going to lead the way. So I want to thank our future students here. It takes courage when you don't have your high school degree to say, life got in the way. I might be a little embarrassed. I might be this, I might be that. I don't know if I can do it. So for our students, the 81 students that are going to be stepping through this door on Tuesday, I say thank you. Because you're going to influence another 81, another 810, another 8100 to add to this number of graduates that the Excel Center has seen all around the country. So it's an amazing time for our city. We have record unemployment too. So we need more folks to step in and take all these good jobs that are available. So I look forward to these outstanding and amazing careers that are going to come out of this Excel Center right here. We don't know what they're going to be, but they're going to happen. We see evidence of that already. One last thing, just kind of a public commercial. I want to make sure that everybody understands that if you're in high school right now, and we know the number one disruptor of poverty is a post-secondary degree or a post-secondary credential, we have eliminated the barrier of finances in the community where someone could say, I can't afford to send my child to college, or I can't afford to send my child to get a credential. And that's every JCPS graduate has the opportunity to have an Evolve 502 Promise Scholarship to JCTC or Simmons College. Okay, it's a big deal, right? So I want to make sure you're hearing me right. The matriarch of the program is right over here, Mary Gwen Wheeler. So that means if you're a high school senior at JCPS and you don't know how you're going to go to college, you just sign up for an Evolve 502 scholarship and you go to either JCTC or Simmons College. Okay, no money. Okay, so that is tremendous for our community. It's not a Goodwill program, but Goodwill supports Evolve 502. So it's all part of this continuum to make sure when people want to learn, number one community value, lifelong learning, there's lots of doors that they can go in because we want their full human potential to shine each and every day. And that's how we show love to each other. Congratulations, Goodwill.
Bringing this to life took a lot of effort, and that effort for many of us at Goodwill started with road trips to Frankfurt, because this doesn't come to life without support from legislators and the administration who finds value in this work. And so Kate Wood Hall, her colleagues, and I made a lot of trips to Frankfurt, and we knocked on a lot of doors of our legislators who, first, we had to help them see the vision. And I'm proud to say that once we shared the vision with many of our legislators, they got it. They got it, Democrats, Republicans, House, Senate. And then we went to the governor's mansion. And I will tell you, the embrace that we received from our governor and his administration for this project was incredible. Because I believe in the governor's administration is probably the greatest education advocate here in the state of Kentucky, and that's Lieutenant Jacqueline Coleman, who's with us here today. She saw this, absolutely. She saw what we were proposing, and she said, we have to do this. This is a solution to a problem that we have here in Kentucky. It's a problem that's not just an education problem, because when we look at the numbers, we recognize here in Kentucky, there are more than 300,000 adult age men and women who do not have a high school diploma. Think about that. 300,000 men and women in Kentucky who do not have a high school diploma. This is a solution to that problem. But what that also does is prepare those men and women not just to get a high school diploma, but to prepare them for a better career, to prepare them for post-secondary educational opportunities, to essentially get them off the sidelines and engaged in the workforce in Kentucky. And so our friends in Frankfurt saw that. Our lieutenant governor saw that. She said, I'm all in. She was here when we made the announcement, and she's here today as we cut the ribbon and prepare to come and enjoy the building today. We ask you to join me in welcoming our Lieutenant Governor, Jackie Cole.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Amy, I pulled my hair back, but I got a dress on. So yeah, proof that you can't win them all. But I am so excited to be here with you all. I have prepared remarks. I'll give those. But this is amazing. Look at that. Look at the people that showed up today to support a group of people who we know needs a little bit more support in their lives to get to where they want to be. And I got, Amy, you all get this, you get a lot of things right, but you buried the lead with Katrina. I mean, she should have just, that should have been it. I mean, her story is amazing, and it's why we're here, and I'm so proud of you. That is such an amazing journey. And did you hear what she said she's going to do now? She's going to work to make sure that people have access to fair and affordable housing. You've changed the trajectory of her life, but think about how many more people that she's going to impact now that she has this opportunity and this pathway has opened up for her. This is our work. This is what we're here to do. If not this, then what? Right? Last night we got to be here in at Churchill Downs to announce what my favorite branding ever is, which is Kentucky Day in Kentucky in Louisville, and it was a $700 million investment that's going to go towards the Ford plant here in the city of Louisville to help create the new trucks for Ford. And when we think about all of the people that are going to benefit from that announcement, from all of the economic development that Governor Beshear has led us through in some of the toughest times we've ever seen, $11 billion worth of economic development investments, 33,000 jobs created since we took office. And how do we get there? How do we build it? How do we sustain it? You're looking at it right here. We get a lot of credit. We give a lot of credit for economic development and job numbers, and we should, because that's how you build a better Kentucky. But let me tell y'all something right now. The future of Kentucky's Commonwealth is in our classrooms today, and I don't care if it's a school in JCPS or if it's the Goodwill Excel Center. These people are doing the work of building a better Commonwealth for all of us. And I'm so honored to be here with you. And I have to tell you, one of the things that I've done as a teacher, I'm the highest elected teacher in Kentucky, and I carry that burden some days. But what I do is I give back, and I volunteer once a month in a school across Kentucky. So let me make the commitment today that I was a social studies teacher. Don't put me with math because we'll all be in trouble. But I taught social studies, and I will volunteer here at the Excel Center because this is important. This is truly, truly a family, a group effort. This is what it means to be on Team Kentucky. I'm so honored again to be here with you all today, and nothing happens in a vacuum, and this is proof. When you knock down those barriers, when you shatter those silos, great things happen. Great things happen. And so I'm honored to be able to say that through the Education and Labor Cabinet, we invested $1 million in this project. We will stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, to see this through. And as we build that economy that we are so proud of our governor for helping to create in Kentucky, we know that this mission and this commitment that you have to building a brighter Kentucky is one that we share, one that we will walk in lockstep to make sure that we can create. And let me tell you what, when we were here for the announcement, I said, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be back here for the ribbon cutting. This is going to be so cool. But let me tell you something. I can't wait to be back here for the graduation.
Yeah.
Right? That is going to be an amazing day. So thank you so much for your commitment, for giving to people who are deserving, who need it, who need a second chance, and the lives that you're going to transform. Not just for the people who walk through this door, but for every life that person touches. Katrina, you have changed the trajectory of the future of Louisville and the Commonwealth. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful time. We, in just a few minutes, are going to get a chance to explore this building, you guys get to see what an incredible job was done in renovating this space. I want to just take a moment to acknowledge some people who helped make this happen, because clearly this doesn't happen without a tremendous amount of effort. We've had friends, we have our friends from Miranda here, Baya's here. Raise your hands, those who helped bring this building to life. Just an incredible architecture and construction design team. They did an incredible job. But at Goodwill, we had some great brain power and effort to make this happen. And I want to recognize two people who I believe are here today. Joshua Hewlett with Goodwill, raise your hand, a project manager, who's been Johnny on the spot. This project would not have happened without him. He's kept us on track every step of the way. And then John Barnett. Is John Barnett here? Where's John? There's John Barnett over here in the corner. John Barnett is our facilities guy who saw the vision and actually was the one who routed us to this building, Amy. You remember that? We were planning to have the Excel Center in the space in the back of the lot here, and John saw that we had an incredible opportunity to create a much more visibly recognizable center that faces Preston right here in this space. So you'll get a chance to see that. And so now what I want to do is, as we are preparing to cut a ribbon and walk inside, I want you to recognize that just a few months ago, this space was a completely gutted 20,000 square foot facility. And since then, we've built in classrooms, we've built in conference rooms, administrative offices, computer labs. You'll see a student break room. You'll see these incredible inspirational messages on the wall. And then one of the other things that you will see came by way of an incredible gift of a supporter of Goodwill for many years, and that's Dr. Tamir Banerjee. Dr. Banerjee here. As one of our great supporters, we have a room and a space that you will see here called the Lily Banerjee Wellness Room. And as a doctor who has a great affinity and appreciation for education, his worlds came together in sponsoring our wellness room. It is a space where mothers can nurse, where ill students can spend some time recovering, or those students who just need a break and a space to meditate and be alone can use that space that was constructed and designed and sponsored by Dr. Banerjee. So we want to thank him for his support. And so with that, I want to invite our friends from GLI up, who are going to get us in ribbon cutting mode so that we can get in this building and see what's inside.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Tasha Ridenauer. I'm the Manager of Talent Outreach and Engagement with GLI. We are the Metro Chamber of Commerce, so we work with all kinds of organizations to solve their talent attraction and retention issues if they're having, and unfortunately a lot of employers are. And with this center, being able to grow the amount of qualified people in the region is truly just going to make being an invaluable resource. So we sincerely applaud Goodwill for providing this new service and supportive resources. I don't know if these were mentioned, but some services like free on-site childcare, flexible class scheduling, the option for college credit and certification programs is incredible too. So, and all of this, being free to the individuals that come to this school. So I know the Goodwill Excel Center and the Expungement Clinic and the continued success of the Second Chance Outlet will continue to make an impact, and GLI is proud to have you and proud to be here for you.